Hey everybody, and welcome to another Cricut craft tutorial. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to my channel. It's totally free. I put out new videos on Wednesdays and Saturdays with the occasional bonus live video. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to use your Cricut Joy card mat, which you can get at Cricut.com or on Amazon.com. It's cheaper on Amazon. I will link it below, but how you can use that with both your Maker or your Explore machines. It's really, really easy, and this just makes making cards super simple. It's a lot of fun to work with, but I know a lot of people don't want to have to buy the Joy, but they really want this card mat. Super easy to do, and I can't wait to show you how to do it. We are going to make two cards on the machines. We're going to use one for the Maker and one for the Explore. So let's go over to Design Space so that I can show you how to set these up so they cut properly. Using the card mat with both the Maker and the Explore is really fairly easy. I'm going to show you guys how to do it with both the machines. So first we'll start with how to put the image into your Design Space so that you can actually cut it on the card. So we'll go into Projects, and what I'm going to do is just look for a card. And you can look for kind of any card you want, whatever style you want, but I'm just going to look up a card, find something that looks fun and easy to do for the most part. And you can use the Joy cards if you would like to when doing this, but you can pretty much use any card that you want that's in here. I actually really like this Bravo one. I think that one's really cute. There's so many options, but you can use pretty much any of these that you would like to with your card mat, and it will work just fine. It's just a matter of lining stuff up and making sure that you have them lined up correctly. So let's see. I'm going to use the Michaels version of the cards just because the Cricut ones are kind of expensive, and I thought there was a really cute one up here that I saw. Let's do the Bravo one. That one's really fun. So it does say that it's for the Joy and the Joy card mat, but we're not going to use the Joy. So let's show you how to do this. It's going to ask me to replace because I did something else on that canvas and didn't click new, but don't worry about that. So it's showing us our entire mat because we're doing this on the Maker. We need to move this design so that it's going to cut correctly onto our Joy card mat. I'm going to show you guys what the Joy card mat looks like lined up on our other mat so that you can see how to do this. In order to use your Cricut Joy card mat with your Maker or your Explorer, you will need to stick it to another mat. Now I am using a standard grip mat, but this is a brand new one, so it's super sticky. Once you've used it a couple times, you're going to probably need to change what side you're using. You may need to use this side, or you can use a strong grip mat. I don't have a strong grip mat, so we're going to do it with this one. It's plenty sticky. It's holding it just fine. It works. So what you need to do is there's an edge right here where your card mat has the sticky part, which is this section right here. You want to line that up with this one grid right here, and then just by default it ends up lining up with this one grid. So I line mine up with the top of my mat and with the one line here. Super easy to do. So all we'll do is take the sticky off, and you can see where your mat is. It's right here in the center is where all of your sticky is. Now that you've seen where the Joy card mat is lined up, that is how we are going to line up where our design goes. So we know that we have to go a little bit over from that 1 inch mark, and then we know that we need to start again down a little bit from that 1 inch mark. This is just like when you make the cards on the Maker or the Explore by just cutting your own card blank. You just have to work on lining it up, and sometimes it's just a matter of figuring it out, playing with it a little bit, kind of seeing where everything needs to be lined up. And you can use your grid lines on your mat to help you with that. So I'm going to move these up just a hair and move it over just a little bit. And I think that this should be pretty good for where I want to put that. I think that is pretty accurate. I might need to move it down a little bit. You're just going to need to play with it, and I would recommend doing a couple little practice ones before you use any expensive materials. So we're going to click on Continue. I'm going to choose the medium cardstock setting for this Depending on what your card is like, you might need to use the light cardstock setting, but for my cardstock, I need to use medium. Let's go over to the machine and I'm going to show you guys how to do this. Now that you've lined up your design, you're ready to put your card in. We are just using one of the blank ones from Michaels. All you have to do is simply slip the card under the little sleeve part, which sometimes is really easy and then other times it wants to be a pain. But we just slide it in. You want to make sure it's lined up to the top and to the edge, and then just press it down. And then we can simply load it into our machine. We're ready to load our card, so we're going to go ahead and just click the load button. Again, just make sure that it is stuck down. It is really sticky, so this should work just fine. Click the go button, and this is going to cut out the card. Like I said, make sure that on the Design Space canvas and on the mat that you do have it lined up. Again, I like to take and just get a good visual of it by bringing my mat with me over to my computer so that I can see the two grids right there side by side. It just gives me a little bit more of a cleaner look, and it's easier for me to see where everything is sitting. So we're gonna let this cut out, and then we will put the insert in, and it's as easy as that. Now that we're done cutting, you're just gonna unload it just like you would any other time you use this mat. I always recommend flipping it over, and then I peel my paper, and I know it's really hard to see, but I peel my paper off of my mat. You can also remove your mat, your card mat, from your other mat to make it a little bit easier. It's just a personal preference thing, but I'll do it that way. So what I do is I flip it this way, and then I just peel my paper off, and you'll start at one of the corners and choose any corner you want. And then instead of peeling my card off my mat, I'm peeling my mat off my card. And I know it's hard to see, but I am bending it. I'm trying not to set it on my table because I don't want to ruin the stickiness of my mat. But there we go. So we'll pull that off. And look at that. Isn't that fun? I'll get a insert really quick to show you guys this. Now I want to show you guys how to do this on your Explore Air machine. So it's basically the exact same thing, but with the Explore Air, I always have my dial on the right-hand side here set to custom. That way I never forget to change my dial from the material, because if you have it set to custom, it shows on your screen in Design Space just like it does if you have a maker. So we're going to go ahead and load our mat really quick. I will go select my material, and then I will hit go and let you guys watch it cut. Now that the Explorer is done cutting, let's take a look and see how it did. Again, it was just done the same way as we did the maker. I'm going to peel my mat off my other mat. It just makes it a little easier to remove it. So we're going to go ahead and do the same thing. I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to bend it so that I can get to the edge of my card without ripping it. Sometimes takes a little finesse, but once you get it started, it's pretty quick. And then I just take and I pull my mat away from my card, not my card away from my mat. And simple as that, we have another card. Let me throw an insert in this one as well so you guys can see it better. I hope you guys had fun learning how to use your Cricut Joy mat with your maker and your Explorer. Remember, you'll want to use a super sticky mat, whether it be a brand new standard grip mat or one of Cricut's strong grip mats. You definitely want to use one of those to do this. And with these ones, I did use the Michaels Craft Smart brand cards. The inserts are from the Cricut boxes, but I do have a couple videos that I will link below that show you how to make your own inserts, because you can use those with any kind of cardstock that you want. If you guys have any questions, please let me know in the comments down below. I'm always happy to answer those for you. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I put out new videos on Wednesdays and Saturdays with the occasional bonus live video. Have a wonderful day and happy crafting.